As we prepare for the 2017 Baker baseball season as it begins this weekend down in Oklahoma, we're here with Baker head baseball coach Ryan Goodwin. Coach, you guys have been together a couple weeks now in preseason. Now you get ready for the real thing this weekend. How's preseason been for you?
Preseason has been basically a continuation of the fall. We lost a lot of guys from last year. Matter of fact, at the conference tournament, we lost our whole starting infield, whole starting outfield. The guys that threw game one and game two at the conference tournament. So there's a lot of pieces to replace. But we had a very productive fall. We feel like a lot of the guys have really progressed. And we are, I guess, cautiously optimistic on what this season holds for us.
Yeah, let's talk about some of those newcomers. You'll have some new faces all over the field. Who are some of those guys Baker fans should keep an eye out for?
Definitely, we'll have a junior college transfer first base, Matt Stewart. He's competing with Jordan David, one of our returners. Both those guys should make a big impact. At second base, we got a couple guys. Kenny Delaquilla was a part-time starter for us towards the end of last year. Him and another junior college transfer, Dylan Carrender from Neosho County, look to be the front runners at second base. Right now, game one, we're probably going to start a freshman, Brian Warchinski from Olathe South. At shortstop, Sean Beal, Jr. is also pushing him. Sean had a lot of had some productive games for us last year at the varsity level too. And then Kenny and Jordan both will be mixing at third base with Wes Summers, one of our returners. But really, the only thing we got returned is the catching position. Max Talby is an outfielder last year in a reserve role as the fourth outfielder. Did a lot of nice things. I want to say he hit roughly 330. We expect big jumps from him, and a guy that's really going to be that'll key everything we do offensively. And then Marcus Jones is a returner. He's going to be in the outfield. Trevor Leininger, Jamal Rashad, all guys that were in the program last year but didn't have to play a huge role, but are guys we think can fill what we need done in the outfield. And then at semester we picked up a big one off the football team. Most Baker fans will know Damon Nolan. He was out of eligibility for football, but he's a SoCal kid, played a lot of baseball growing up, and he has picked the timing up at the plate a lot quicker than we would ever expected. And we actually expect a lot of big things out of him too.
Yeah, that's great to hear. How about your pitching staff? You'll have a couple of returners back in the starting rotation, but and then also in your bullpen. Break down your starting rotation and then some of those guys we'll see in the bullpen.
Okay, well, our starting rotation thing in the year will be a little bit in flux. Our top returning pitcher, Caleb Lee, will actually probably miss this weekend, coming back with some shoulder soreness. We want to be cautious with him a little bit. And then we have a junior college transfer, Dylan Valeros, who'll also miss this weekend. But we believe he, over time, will come in a big role for us somewhere. Lake Johnson, at the end of last year, was working his way into kind of our fifth starter role. But he's got a lot of upside. This will be the first year he's going to be a pitcher only. He'll actually start our season opener. He's been pitching lights out all year. And then our hottest pitcher at the end of last year may have been Jack Mays. We used him in kind of a middle relief role because Seth Jones, Justin Bye, and Caleb Lee have been so solid as starters. And so Jack was kind of that middle guy we'd go to right away. But probably our biggest thing is we got the three guys we leaned on the most last year in the bullpen. Austin Stenenbach in kind of a short middle relief role, and then Kakai Rivera-Albeso and Bennett White, who kind of tag team the closer's role a little bit. Last year when we talked mid-season, we kind of compared it to the 2014 Royals bullpen, where Austin would be in the Kelvin Herrera role, Kakai was the Wade Davis role, and then Bennett was the Greg Holland role. And those guys really embraced that role. And they're excited about taking that on again this year. So we look for a lot of big things. Kakai was actually second team all-conference as a relief pitcher. And the other two guys threw well, and both are throwing better than they did last year too. So we know we have that strength at the back end for us. And then you got a couple seniors, Justin Madsen, Gage Kiesling, who have really made some jumps. Also, you'll see jumps, guys that are really pushing for roles are Lakin Straub and Jordan Brown. And actually, two guys that we're going to start, two position players I already mentioned, Matt Stewart and Kenny Delaquilla. We weren't planning on using as much, but we threw them in some games in the fall, and they threw lights out. And actually, Kenny might be throwing as well as any guy we got right now. So those guys will actually start games 3 and 4 for us. on the weekend so we can keep our bullpen intact and have them play their roles. So we're optimistic about the depth we have on the pitching staff, and we got a couple young freshmen, if they progress, could be in the mix as well.
Yeah, you had a really impressive end of the year last year. You guys were just one game away of going to the conference championship. What do you hope that you get a takeaway from that experience, from seeing some success, and how do you hope that carries over to this season?
The biggest thing is, and I think the guys know it now, last year we had to convince ourselves that we can win, that we were good enough. Now we believe we can win. So that's a major hurdle to overcome when you're trying to re-jumpstart a program. The fact we believe we can win now really gives us an advantage going into this year, because now we don't have to spend half the year sorting through stuff, trying to build up that confidence. The biggest thing we got to understand is it's really a brand new team compared to last year. Okay, what those guys accomplished is great. They showed us that we can do it here. We got to guard a little bit against overconfidence, because this group has not proved it yet. We have the pieces, I believe, to have a very successful season. We have the pieces again, I think, to kind of finish the way we did last year. But now we got to make sure we guard against overconfidence instead of trying to build confidence. And if we can just go out there, play with that edge, play that we still have something to prove, and understand that we can win, I think we can have a very successful season.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate your time today as you get ready to hit the road tomorrow to Oklahoma. You'll face Oklahoma Baptist and St. Gregory's. So I know everybody wishes you good luck in your first weekend.
Appreciate it. Hopefully we can go down and have a good showing.